Like, you know how, like, sometimes you just see shit and it upsets you? That just happened to me because I was upset to find out that Spencer LaFranco passed away. You know, his movie, Jamesy Boy, played a really big role in not only me getting through my prison bid. I watched it 30, 40, 50 times on a tablet, but it was a sentimental thing between me and my kids. So the first time I seen that movie was on YouTube. Somebody uploaded it, but it's on there. And I watched it, and it was 2016, and I was going through a lot. I was at my dad's. Me and Monique was on a separation. We wasn't doing that good. She had a boyfriend. I had like a couple girlfriends. I've talked about this in the past. And then I would bounce back and forth from my dad's and our trailer that we were barely at because we were ripping our family apart. That was like our 10th year together. I found the movie on accident one day.
Robbery, vandalism, and assault. He's been institutionalized 3 times in 8 years, once for threatening your boyfriend with a knife.
You spend 20 minutes with this file. Suddenly you're an expert on my son.
No, it's a shame you got that thing on your ankle. 'Cause Rock would love you.
Who's Rock? Anyone in the game on the east side knows he's got that product. And he's got him shook too. Because Rock don't back down from nobody.
What happened to loyalty, James? I'm the guy who took you in off the street and gave you your shot.
Rock sends you on a couple errand boy jobs and suddenly you're invincible?
I've been invincible all along.
Starting a yard war is a good way to make sure you don't go back to the real world. Maybe that's what you're scared of.
I'm taking a real risk sitting down with you right now. I'm asking you, person to person.
This is over. Look at me! This is over! Watch your tone, convict. Remember who you're talking to.
I fucking loved it. As a matter of fact, I think After Prison Show talked about top 10 best prison movies or some shit, and I seen it one way or another. I found it. I absolutely loved it. You know, it was him as a kid, a teenager, going in and out of DYS and the street life and his little gang life with the characters in the movie that recruit him, whatever. So because I had been through similar shit, I could relate. Plus, it was just a good story and a good movie. But I actually never knew I would talk to him, right? Never knew I would talk to this dude. So I ended up reaching out to him, trying to... I should probably slow down, hold on. So, when I first had our friend Kai, which is Monique's friend, they were in jail together. And her and her dude sometimes are like on our TikTok lives, and we've all kind of stayed in contact a little bit. I've only spoke to her, and Monique's only spoke to her. I'll just put it that way. I should correct things before I say them the wrong way. But during all that process, we kind of became friends online, and then she was the one showing me that she found his channel, and I actually did a movie on Jamesy Boy. So I think that's how she correlated that. I made a video and said this is my favorite movie, and you can find that. If you type in Packy Visions TV, Jamesy Boy, I bet it'll pop up, or top favorite prison movie, whatever. So once that happened, she said, look, he has a TikTok, sent it to me. In the midst of all of my prison time, one day I called home and told Monique, this is a movie that you need to watch. I think you would like it. Well, I didn't know my daughters would fall in love with it to the point where they said they got crushes on him, you know, his younger self in the movie. Pretty much that they loved it. And she said her grandma, Michelle, Monique's mom, was sick of her watching it every night, kind of as a joke, because she would lay down and put the same movie on. It made me feel good laying in my cell in prison knowing that the kids are watching the same movie. Now, I don't care what anybody got to say, trolls. We don't guard what, you know, we do guard what our kids do. We get on their phones, we know what they got going on, but I'm not going to tell them they can't watch a PG-13 movie You know, even though it has a little bit of stuff in it. If you've seen it, if you know, you know. It's not like a horrible movie. It became one of their favorites. Same here. So when Kai sent me that, and I actually saw that he has a TikTok that he goes live on, I would hop on and talk to him. I never got him to fully agree to work with me, even though I tried. I even said I'd pay him. But he was really busy, and he would say shit and talk back. But for the most part, he was getting trolled because a lot of people was just pointing out things that I'm not going to get into that's irrelevant about partying and whatnot. And a lot of people were really rude, but there was a lot of people sticking up for him, and I was one of them. And I've actually took screenshots and screen recordings of what we were kind of talking about, but at the same time, I'm not going to do that because the state of mind he was in. So if you know, you know. I'm not doing that. It's disrespectful. I'm not going to repost footage that at that time I was looking at it like a conversation that I'm having with, you know, a Hollywood famous dude, hoping that he would jump on because I let him know that even my daughter's even got crushes on you. Like, it was like a funny joke in our house. But now that he's passed away, I don't want to do that. But it's just sad, you know. I don't really get like that with people I don't know, but I felt like I knew him. Had I never even been in a live session talking to him or trying to send him messages and shit, I still felt like I knew the dude because I've watched that movie so many damn times. And not only that, we got things in common in real life. And you know, sadly, one day we were all on live. He had about a couple hundred people watching, and he said something about, someone made a remark that Hollywood ruined you or something like that. Or maybe this was a video, but people were always saying shit like that. He comes out of nowhere and goes, you know why they used me for the role for Jamesy Boy? Because I am Jamesy Boy. He said, that's why they used me, because I'm always a fuck up. And it hurt to hear him say that because it struck deep for me because I know what he feels like. He put a face tattoo on himself, like right here. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but, you know, I felt like that was almost like, it's also could be a way of art because he is an artist and he was creating things and selling things as art, clothing, different things, you know, patched together stuff. He would draw his Care Bear logo, you know, if you know, you know, if you follow him, then you know he had that thing. That's even one of his names was, I think one was called Rocco Dope and one was Care Bear. I'll have to double check to confirm that. But what I was saying is it's also kind of a cry for help, whether people realize it. Or maybe not that, but a statement you want to make, like a bold statement when you just randomly get a face tattoo. It's usually something going on underneath. I did it when I was 23, I think, 2013 or something like that. It was the first face tattoo I got. And trust me, I was going through mental health shit, addiction shit. It's really just crashing out is what it is. You're showing the world that you're different and you don't give a fuck. And I'm going to make this bold statement where every single person that looks at me is going to know I'm different. That's what it boils down to. Is it a great life decision? Probably not. But I wanted to let you guys know he passed away. The mark that he made on me, my daughters, my son, and my fiance, and also you know, he's from Canada. I think he said British Columbia, Canada was investigating his death, you know. And there's a lot of people, of course, speculating what they're saying about certain things. I don't know. I'm not going to say that. All I know is 17 hours ago he passed away. Thank you, Kai, for sending me and Monique this information. Damn, I wish I could have even just got on the phone with them and off live, you know. And fuck doing the content together. At this point, I wouldn't even care about that. I wish I could have just had a heart-to-heart with him and explain everything I just told you guys, and not through comments. You know, you can only send so much on a comment. He gets the idea of where I was coming from and what I've said, but they were zipping by and he's kind of reading it, and, you know, he's doing 100 things, he's sewing, and it wasn't the same. I wish I could have had one real phone call with that dude. But yeah, RIP to you, man. Rest in paradise. Condolences to his family. That shit fucked me up for real. And maybe I got other emotional things that I'm bottling up and it kind of just came out with that, because I was also kind of emotional making that edit I made yesterday, where I said I'm showing 20 years of a story through photos, but I only teared up a little bit. But this time it actually was hard to fight back. You know, I have to like try to push that shit down. So yeah, shout out to anybody, Jamesy Boy fans, James LaFranco. I hope I'm not butchering his last name, because I always just know him as Jamesy Boy. Yeah, man. Sorry you got the rough end of the stick, man. I know how you feel. If they haven't closed them down, go check out his TikToks, y'all. I don't really want to be disrespectful and show any of the stuff he had going on in his last couple weeks, because he was in the middle of partying for a little while there. Some of his videos he possibly would have looked at later on in life and said, damn, I should have deleted those. Just my opinion. But as a content creator, that's what we do. We document our life, good or bad. Like I've told y'all before. Everybody stay safe, stay free, stay blessed, and cherish your loved ones. Make memories. Love y'all.